I asked Bob Thomas, our Assistant Superintendent for Administrative Services, to provide me with a comprehensive plan to address some of the issues and challenges that we've seen in some of our administrative functions over the last year or 18 months. And I think he's made some good recommendations. I think there's some things in there about how we ensure that we have tight controls, that we have some checks and balances, that we partner with the county in particular around some of their best practices in management and in their procedures. And I think there's some good recommendations there. So he can speak to the substance of some of those, but I think there's a lot for us to consider. And I've only received those recommendations this afternoon, but what I've seen of them, I think they make a lot of sense, and I anticipate that I would embrace and implement most, if not all of them.
All right, Dr. McIntyre had asked that I work on a comprehensive plan for all the administrative service areas, and we've been doing that over the last few weeks. And first thing we did, some action steps that we took initially were to cancel the credit cards that were in the name of Knox County Schools, and we also canceled the SAMS cards that were centrally administrated here from the Andrew Johnson building. Some additional steps that we are taking, and we're looking at trying to look at all the areas of administrative services, especially those involving spending and taxpayer money when it comes to fleet management and use of the pilot gas cards. We're examining all of our procedures there. We want to make sure that we have a consistency across all departments when we do reconciliation and use of fleet and that sort of thing. We are looking at more training for personnel that deal with procurement and purchasing and that sort of thing. We want to establish an annual training program. Sometimes you have personnel that come and go, and we think it would be a good thing to make sure that everyone goes through that on an annual basis. Looking at that, we're also looking at some things like transferring the accounts payable functions from the school district to the county. The county has an excellent reputation with their finance department handling accounts payable. They also have an excellent reputation when it comes to purchasing. So we want to make sure we take advantages of the resources that are available to us through the county. We're also looking at some restructuring on our end. In terms of the finance office, looking at establishing a position, supervisor of school accounting, looking at establishing a business manager and a budget analyst, just to put some things in place so that we can be sure that we're monitoring and controlling all spending. Our job is to make sure that we use taxpayer money wisely and use it efficiently, and we're taking this opportunity to review everything that we do, and if we can tighten controls. We do have internal controls, but sometimes you just need to step back and look at everything you're doing and make sure that you have identified all risks and you've taken measures to minimize those risks.